Right, YouTubers, been a bit of a while. Well, that's me auto top up kicking in. There it goes, look. And I just thought I would do a video on some of the stuff that keeps the mistress running. And to be honest, that LED light there, 150 watt, what I got from eBay was £50. I can't think of the make, but I know it's 150 watt. It's got a built-in fan, switch off like, and I do turn it off, but it's on at the moment. And the Cheeto that it's grown has just gone crazy. I've got reds, I've got green, I've got Calipra, which I keep taking out because I'm not keen on it. I got rid of that alien sponge thing. It smelt a bit toxic, so I took it out. You know, no one really knew what it was, so I got rid of it. But I took half of this, 3/4 of this out about 3 or 4 weeks ago, and as you can see, it is absolutely packed again. Well, I take that, instead of throwing it away, my local fish shop is only 2.5 miles up the road, and it's a pretty decent place, to be fair. M&L Aquatics in Scunthorpe. Well, I take him about half of that. It fills up a nice bag. In fact, he's actually given me a bag for it now. And it's here. This is the bag. This size, look. As you can see, it's a pretty big bag, yeah? You know, it's the biggest bag they do. Well, I will fill that up. Basically, 3/4 fill that up of that Cheeto, take it to him, and he gives me a £30 credit note for the shop. So that's £30 a month I get off my plant. So I've got a plant that keeps on giving. Which, for people out there that are on a tight budget, if you can get £30 a month off your Cheeto, that can pay for your water changes, it can pay for your RO, it can buy your fish food, or if once a month you can treat yourself to a frag or something, or your chemicals, you know, like all these I use, and all them there. I've got chemicals everywhere. But at the minute, I'm using 3 grams a day of my KH, and I use 5 grams of my magnesium, but not every day. And then every 3 days, my big tub at the back there, my grey one that is ABC Plus, that's got all 3 of them in. I use that basically twice a week. I put 10 grams of that in because my calcium doesn't go down as much as my KH. But my KH, 3 grams every day. 2 days, 1 day off with my magnesium. Twice a week, you know, every 3 days basically. That goes in, my ABC Plus 10 grams. I always put 5 grams in the front one here and 5 grams in my back. But all my chemicals basically go in here. So they get dissolved. They get dissolved through all the filters and that, then they go through here and then through here, so you don't get a big dosing from here. I mean, if you sling them in here a lot, I'll only put me 5 grams in that one, you know, because it'll dissolve straight away, and then I don't get a major boost going straight into the main display. But yeah, I have my little power head in there because I just think oxygenating in here has just made it grow. But I tell you what I do, I put 2.5 mil on a Wednesday and a Sunday of my phytoplankton from Brightwell. It is about £30 a bottle, but it's here. Hang on. It's this one here. It's here. This one. It's £29 a bottle. But yeah, I put 10 mil in the main display on a Wednesday, as you've seen I do. But I put a little bit in here twice a week. And I tell you what, it helps feed the animals, the copepods and all that, amphipods. And it seems to make that grow a treat, because like I said, my nitrates are that low. I'm wondering what's it living on, you know what I mean? But you've got to remember, I test for silicat as well, not just phosphates. You know, your phosphates, people think phosphates, nitrates. What about your silicat? In my way of looking at it is, right, your phosphate is the boy, your silicat is the girl. So one's for green algae, one's for brown algae. So the silicat is for the brown algae. So, and I keep that low because I've got a reactor in there, look, and that's for phosphate and silicat. You're wondering why that's on there? If you've watched before, it's to stop the light getting in my return section, so everything stays clean. No algae growing there, there's no light, you know. Keeps my reactor clean, keeps my skimmer, my sponges, my return, you know, my top-up's clean. Look, there's not a lot of light getting in there, so everything stays spotless, you know, because it's shaded. But that goes out. I will turn it out in a minute. But I just thought I'd let you know the mistress is coming up 2 years old next month. So I just thought I'd let you know. People that are on a tight budget, if you can grow your Cheeto, get an arrangement with your shop, say to them you don't want the cash, you just want a credit note, and then that means what like you're buying off them, they're making on again. You know what I mean? If he give you 30 quid and you went and spent it in the shop on some beer, he's just give you 30 quid. But he gives you a £30 credit note, knowing you're going to spend it in his shop, and when you spend it in his shop, if you buy a coral for 30 quid, and it's only cost him, say, 17, 18 or 15 quid, he's only give you 15 quid out of his pocket, really, hasn't he? Because that's what it's cost him. So it's a win-win for the shopkeeper. But the lights haven't been on long. But since your last video I did, I've got myself a Favia brain. There, look. Got myself a lovely little blasto. I love that. And I got myself a Kenya tree, which is just waking up now there at the back. That Montipora is just growing mental. I can't get over how big it's getting. Look at the fingers on the ends, as I call them. And that bit in the middle of the green's just growing. My clownfish have laid eggs again in the middle of them two anemones there. They're always laying eggs. Oh no, yeah, they're where they are there. Anyway, about there. Between them two anemones, the little boy's in there, waffing the eggs he is. You might just see him, look, there he is, look there. And he's waffing his eggs. I did buy two lovely air cans, about, you know, size of a tennis ballish. A lovely green one, a lovely red one. And I put them on this rock here, glued them on with some Gorilla Glue. But Foxy, I had some before and she attacked them. I thought I'd give it about 6 months, a year. I can't remember now. It's been about a year, I suppose, since I bought an air can. Yeah, it has. And I put them on there and they come out lovely. She ragged them off the rocks, upside down. I glued them back on, she did it again. And then she was just picking at them. So I took them off and put them under a dome, let them get them stress levels back up. And I've took them to my local shop. And he went, Dave, you got them ever so cheap. He went, so I'll give you what you've paid for them. I mean, I got them for 25 quid each. And he went, Dave, I'll be selling them for at least 40 to 50 pound. I went, hey, if you can make money on them, make money on them. He went, I will do. So they're at the shop at the minute. Because I went to give him a few days. I went just to get back on the feet, you know, because I don't want him losing out. So I've got a credit note there for about £50. That's going tomorrow for £30 there. So that's an £80 credit note I'll have to spend. But I did buy that. My Coral Beauty. She's been in 4 weeks now. And I must admit, she's settled in a treat now. She's called Angela, or Angie. Pabs the pufferfish from Donny Discus. We're good friends. Never met. He lives up in Newcastle. He's got his discus, you know what I mean? And he loves his fresh water, he loves his tropical light, you know, and I just love my salt. But he said to me, why don't you call her, I didn't have a name for her, so he says, why don't you call her Angie the angelfish? So that's the name, Angie. And yeah, she's getting on great with all the other fish. Doing okay. So apart from my Kenya tree, my Coral Beauty, and these two here, that's about it really. Everything's doing really well. My Elegance Coral, as you can see, I did have trouble with that, but after putting that wave maker in there, it's just stunning that now. It's really happy in that corner. Like I said, I do keep a towel on this side because of my kitchen. I don't like the light bellowing on it, especially on a night when it's out, because this is out by, well, the blue lights are on at 8, by 9 it's in total darkness, and I don't want going in the kitchen, you know, to toilet or for a drink or whatever, disturbing it. So as part of it, because this room is our dining room, there's no light in here. Well, it is, but it never goes on, you know what I mean? So when this goes dark, it's black in this room, so they have total darkness, you know, and that's what they've got used to. So as pride of place. My clam must have put on another inch, because it was about 1.5 inches when I got it. And measuring it roughly, it's about 3.5 inches now, so it's getting a nice size, and the Duncan's doing great. There's my torches, and look at my Euphilia garden. That two-tone bubble. Euphilia. And do you know what? I'm doing water changes once a month. I was, but now my missus has passed the test finally. I can get there a bit more often, so I'm going to go back to once a fortnight. But I'm only doing 50 litres once a fortnight, and I do it all through the sump. I put a pump in here, pump it into a big 25 litre tub. I've got 2 of them. I empty 2 out, heat up the other 2, pour it into a bucket, take the pump out, put it in a bucket, and pump it back in. I don't even switch that off. I just turn the return pumps off in here to stop the flow, obviously. But the wave makers in the top tank, I don't touch at all. They're there and there. I've only got 3. They're all Heim. 2 big ones and a little one. And apart from that one there, it's from Pond Solution. It's got a control. It's on random patterns. It's got a 10 speed. It's on speed 2. That's all I want, just to give that dead corner. I couldn't keep out of this corner. I had a dead spot. I haven't anymore. That Montipora is just looking lovely. Bit of sand on it at the minute. I'm going to have to blow that off. But as you can see, everything's doing well. Spike's doing really well. But he's hiding at the minute, I guess, or hanging off a perch somewhere. And that is doing lovely. Look at the bush on that now. How swole up it is. It looks like an acorn, but it's not. It's a part of an acorn family, but it's not soft tissue-y. Otherwise, Foxy would have had it, you know what I mean? And no, it's not that sort of soft, pulsy, acorn tissue-y thing. You never see tentacles come out on it or anything, you know? But it weren't cheap, that. But I've had that a while now, since last September, and it's doing great. But everything's doing great. To be fair, I've got no algae problems. Look at it from this side, look. Straight through, look. Just absolutely lovely, that. Yeah, Sonny, he's still a little bugger, but he's not picking no aggression at the tank at the minute, so I was thinking of maybe about a mandarin or something like that, or maybe another goby, but to be honest, I think I'm done with the fish side. I've said it before, but I am. Everything's happy, everything's settled, and I'm not rocking the boat. I'll pull back and let you have a decent look at it. But yeah, it's coming up 2 years old. Next month, the mistress will be 2 years old. I've persevered, I've had some ups and downs with it. But if you look at my early videos, when it was just the rock work, and seeing how I've slowly come on with it, things have come, things have gone, but that's part of the hobby. But it's matured now, and you know, honestly, touch wood, I haven't lost anything when it comes to corals. Look at them, they're just, I've just separated these again. I've had to move them apart again. They're just bushing too much together, but I'm running out of space to keep separating them. You know, it's crazy. You know, my hammers and my frog spawns, but it does look lovely. I may get a couple of frags and start to grow up here a little bit, but just keep an eye on that. I don't want them touching that, you know, because I can't get acorns. I can't. I'm absolutely gutted because I wanted all acorns on this side. I'm still waiting to put some up there. I'm just waiting for that right Acropora or some SPS, or I don't know, something that I haven't got and something I think beautiful. I was thinking of a lovely Gonapora because they like a bit of light. I know they're not easy to keep and that, but they're not that cheap at the moment either, but it's risking it. Or if I could get a lovely purple Montipora, I'd love that. I mean, well, at my shop, we don't do a lot of SPS because people are a bit scared of them, you know, so I have to do a bit of travelling. But now the wife's passed a test, you know, slowly but surely she's getting there and her confidence is growing, so we can start to go to better places. But that, I just love that Blasto. It's doing really well. Like I said, I got that. It was a bit poorly, but it seems to be holding its own and seems to be, you know, puffing up a bit better now. They don't do a lot though, them, to be fair. You know, you see videos where the tentacles come out and all that, but I've never seen anything come out on it. But I've had it about a month, so, you know, it's not doing too bad. It's got a bit of a poorly bit round the back there, look, but it was like that when I got it. But I thought that, give it a go. I've had a couple before, they haven't lasted long, but like I said, my tank's matured now. That pulsing coral's just growing there, just mental up there. My lovely leather, you know, and my free anemones. They seem to be behaving at the moment. And my little yellowfin chroma, he's put some SARS on as well. But yeah, I just thought I'd do a little update and let people know, if you can get yourself your Cheeto like that, take it out, bag it up, take it to the shop, go see them, because people want it for the refusions. Anyone with a sump will always want something in the sump. And like I said, he sells a ball of it about this big for a £5. So when I take him half of that in for 30 quid, we must get about 60 to 80 pound for it, you know what I mean? So it's win-win for him. I get a credit note and he gets some to sell in the shops, and he puts it in his sumps as well, which helps him, you know, keep his night rates down. So it's all win-win. I've had her 2 years in June. Foxy I've had 5 years. And my 2 clownfish have had 5 years. And like I said, they're always laying eggs. I really, if my eyes would let me and I could set up another little system, I'd like to put a bit of slate